हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू मनी लॉ क्लासेस। मेरा नाम गौतम दीक्षित है। आज के इस वीडियो में हम दिसंबर 4 2021 का द डेली हिंदू एनालिसिस करेंगे। सम ऑफ द इम्पोर्टेंट न्यूज़ फॉर टुडे इज अबाउट द एयर इंडिया डेप्ट एंड देन सप्लीमेंट्री ग्रांट्स के बारे में हम काफ़ी पढ़ेंगे, क्योंकि एयर इंडिया का जो ये डेप्ट है और मनरेगा, इसमें सप्लीमेंट्री ग्रांट की बात हुई है। तो व्हाट इज दिस सप्लीमेंट्री ग्रांट, अंडर विच आर्टिकल ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इट कम्स, एंड व्हाट आर द अदर ग्रांट्स अप्लाइड बाय द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया which the government can take. Now the next is about the food system. So we have an editorial about the food system. So there we will be discussing about the World Food Program, the United Nations World Food System Summit, which was held in this year, and what are the important 5 tracks. Then हम करेंगे definition क्या होता है food system का. We will see that also, and then we will have some important news related to defense, which has come in the subsequent pages. हम वहाँ पे प्रोजेक्ट 15A, प्रोजेक्ट 15B, प्रोजेक्ट 15, देन प्रोजेक्ट 75 अल्फा, इन सब के बारे में भी हम आज देखेंगे। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द न्यूज़। सो द गवर्नमेंट हैज सेड दैट इट इज गोइंग टू वेट फॉर द एक्सपर्ट व्यू ऑन बूस्टर डोज एंड जैब फॉर चिल्ड्रन। तो जैसा कि हमने कल पढ़ा था, द यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स एंड द यूनाइटेड किंगडम, they have allowed the booster dose for every adult who have completed the 6 months after taking the vaccination. But हमने कल के न्यूज में पढ़ा था कि इंस्कागोग, विच इज द कंसोर्टियम ऑफ लेबोरेटरीज विच स्टडीज द एमर्जिंग कोरोना वायरस वेरिएंट्स इन द कंट्री, इट हैड सजेस्टेड दैट देयर इज अ नीड फॉर बूस्टर डोज। अब ऐसा इंस्कागोग ने क्यों कहा था? क्योंकि एक स्टडी आई थी इंडिया के बारे में विच शोड दैट अराउंड 60% एफिकेसी ऑफ द वैक्सीन आर देयर इन द सिम्टोमेटिक केसेस इन इंडिया। और जैसे जैसे डेज पास होते हैं वैसे वैसे द वैक्सीन प्रोटेक्शन स्टार्ट्स डिक्रीजिंग, so there is a need for booster dose. But अब गवर्नमेंट ने कहा है कि they are going to wait for the expert view on booster dose, क्योंकि हम जानते हैं कि ऑलरेडी 12 करोड़ इंडिविजुअल्स ऐसे हैं हमारे कंट्री में जिन्होंने फर्स्ट डोज की वैक्सीन ले ली है, बट सेकेंड डोज की वैक्सीन उन्होंने नहीं ली है। टू इम्प्रूव द इनोक्यूलेशन ऑफ पीपल इन द कंट्री, द यूनियन हेल्थ मिनिस्ट्री हैज ऑलरेडी launched the हर घर दस्तक campaign. Now the next is the government seeks rupees 62,000 crore to clear Air India's debt. Now if you will just see the rupees 62,000 crore, ये कहाँ पे जाने वाला है, कहाँ पे यूज होगा ये मनी? So the money will be used in the amount to pay interest liabilities towards the working capital, aircraft loans, lease rentals, ownings to oil companies and to the Airport Authority of India. यहाँ पे एक प्रेस मीट में जो दीपम के सेक्रेटरी हैं उन्होंने कहा कि द नेट लायबिलिटी ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट आफ्टर एयर इंडियाज प्राइवेटाइजेशन इज ₹28,844 करोड़. Then he was asked the question, so why we need 62,000 crore? So the balance amount, that is 33,105 crore, will be used to pay all these factors. Now, as of August 31, Air India, it had a total debt of 61,562 crore. उसके बाद टाटा सन्स के सब्सिडरी टैलेस प्राइवेट लिमिटेड ने एयर इंडिया को टेक ओवर किया। उसमें से जो आउट ऑफ 18,000 करोड़ रुपीज विच हैज बीन गिवन बाय द टाटा ग्रुप टू द गवर्नमेंट, दैट 15,300 करोड़ विल बी यूज्ड टू पे द डेब्ट. तो कितना बचा? 46,262 करोड़. नाउ दिस पेंडिंग 46,262 करोड़ is going to the government owned special purpose vehicle that is known as Air India Asset Holding Limited. Now what is the aim of this Air India Asset Holding Limited? The company has set up to clean the national carrier's balance sheet. Now this 62,000 crore, it has been the government is demanding it as a supplementary demand. So this supplementary demand has been placed in the parliament and has to be passed before the end of this financial year. Similarly, funds has been sought for मनरेगा, that is महात्मा गांधी नेशनल रूरल एम्प्लॉयमेंट गारंटी एक्ट. तो यहाँ पे सप्लीमेंट्री ग्रांट कितने का गवर्नमेंट ने प्लेस किया है पार्लियामेंट के सामने? दैट इज ₹25,000 करोड़. तो जैसा कि हम जानते हैं कि ऑलरेडी गवर्नमेंट ने 73,000 करोड़ एलोकेट किया था मनरेगा के लिए इस बजट में. पहले उन्होंने 1 लाख करोड़ के ऊपर का फंड दिया था लास्ट ईयर बिकॉज ऑफ द कोविड-19 पैंडेमिक एंड माइग्रेशन क्राइसिस विच वाज हैपनिंग इन इंडिया. बट इस साल उन्होंने रेड्यूस करके उसे 73,000 करोड़ किया था. Now there are various states which have utilized more than 80% of this fund, and there is fund shortage going on. So the government is going to release additional rupees 25,000 crore for Maganrega. Now coming to the supplementary grant. So what is this supplementary grant? So supplementary grant, it is needed when the amount authorized by the parliament through the appropriation act for a particular service for the current financial year is found to be insufficient. It means कि कोई भी अमाउंट को कंसोलिडेटेड फंड ऑफ इंडिया से विड्रॉ करने के लिए एप्रोप्रिएशन बिल पास करनी पड़ती है गवर्नमेंट को पार्लियामेंट में. इवन आफ्टर पासिंग द बजट, the government has to get the appropriation bill passed by the parliament. Once the appropriation bill is passed by the parliament, then the government is authorized to withdraw that amount from the consolidated fund of India. फिर कभी कभी क्या होता है कि गवर्नमेंट ने जो एस्टीमेट प्रेजेंट किया था बजट में फंड को लेके, वो कभी कभी शॉर्ट हो जाता है. सो आर्टिकल 115 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन प्रोवाइड्स द प्रोविजन फॉर सप्लीमेंट्री ग्रांट. तो इस सप्लीमेंट्री ग्रांट में गवर्नमेंट बिल प्लेस करती है पार्लियामेंट में फॉर द सप्लीमेंट्री ग्रांट, एंड वंस इट इज पास्ड बाय द पार्लियामेंट, देन गवर्नमेंट कैन विथड्रॉ दैट एडिशनल अमाउंट फ्रॉम द कंसोलिडेटेड फंड ऑफ इंडिया. आर्टिकल 115 दो और ग्रांट्स को कवर करता है, दैट इज एडिशनल ग्रांट एंड एक्सेस ग्रांट. सो एडिशनल ग्रांट is the need for fund for an additional services or on the new services. जैसे कि बजट में कोई गवर्नमेंट ने प्रोग्राम इंट्रोड्यूस किया, जब उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करने गई तो एट द लेटर पार्ट ऑफ द ईयर सम न्यू सर्विस वाज एडेड इन दैट प्रोग्राम, so government has to bear new expenditure for that new services, so government can withdraw the additional amount under the additional grant in the article provided by the article 115. Then we have excess grant, so it is money spent on any service in which is in excess of the amount presented in the budget. तो कभी कभी होता है कि जितना अमाउंट प्रेजेंट किया गया था बजट में उससे ज़्यादा खर्च हो गया पूरे साल में, तो फाइनेंशियल ईयर खत्म होने के बाद एक्सेस ऑफ ग्रांट जितना खर्च हुआ है वो पार्लियामेंट को अप्रूव करना पड़ता है. देन द नेक्स्ट इज टोकन ग्रांट. तो टोकन ग्रांट इज मीन्स रीएडजस्टमेंट ऑफ फंड. Okay, it is only a readjustment of fund. Then we have exceptional grant. So it is a special purpose grant, कुछ ऐसे खर्चों के लिए जो बजट में कंटेम्पलेट नहीं किया गया था. Then there is vote of credit. It is for meeting the unexpected demand upon the resources of India. The next is the government has said in the parliament that there is no proposal to ban NSO group. Now what is this NSO group? NSO group is the one which has built the Pegasus software. The next is Cyclone Jawar to bring rain to Odisha and Bengal. So Cyclone Jawar, which has formed in the Bay of Bengal, it is expected to reach Paradeep on the Odisha coast, and it is going to bring heavy rainfall to Odisha, West Bengal and North Andhra Pradesh in the coming weekend. Now the next is a scheme by the Delhi government. Again I am repeating, it is not by the union government, it is by the Delhi government. The name of the scheme is Mukhyamantri Tirth Yatra Yojana. So it is the scheme of the government where senior citizens they will be traveling to Ayodhya, and the expenditure of this traveling will be borne by Delhi government. The next is Delhi ranks number 1 globally in CCTV coverage. So if you will just see over here, throughout the world जो दिल्ली का जो रैंक है in the CCTV coverage, it is highest, that is 1826 CCTV कैमरा per square mile. दिल्ली के बाद सेकेंड नंबर पे लंदन आता है, इट इज़ 1138 कैमरास पर स्क्वायर माइल. इट इज़ फॉलोड बाय न्यूयॉर्क, सिंगापुर एंड पेरिस. अगर हम सिर्फ इंडिया की बात करें तो इंडिया में दिल्ली के बाद चेन्नई सेकेंड रैंक पे आता है, बट द नंबर ऑफ कैमराज इन दिल्ली इज 5 द नंबर ऑफ CCTV कैमरा इन चेन्नई, एंड इट इज़ 12 टाइम्स द नंबर इन मुंबई. नाउ CCTV कैमरा लगाने से जो सबसे ज़्यादा फ़ायदा होता है, इट इज़ अदर इम्प्रूव्ड वुमेन सेफ्टी. Then investigation of crimes and incidents which are caught on CCTV camera. So it helps in crime prevention in the city. The next is Eastern Fleet to have carrier battle group. तो जैसा कि हम जानते हैं कि recently 2 ships जो हैं, one ship and one submarine has been inducted into the Indian Navy. One is INS Visakhapatnam, built under Project 15B. Then the another is INS Vela, which is the Scorpion class submarine, which has been inducted recently. Now over here some of the important news are that INS Vikrant, which is the indigenously built aircraft carrier of India, it will be based in Visakhapatnam. Now the INS Vikrant, which is the aircraft carrier, it is now will be based in Western Command for about a year, and then it will be transferred to the Eastern Command of the Indian Navy. Then we have already 3 Delhi class guided missile destroyers. So this is very important. Delhi class guided missile destroyers. There are 3 ships in this Delhi class. That is INS Delhi, INS Mysore, and INS Mumbai. The Delhi class destroyers, they were built under Project 15 of the Indian Navy. Project 15. Then we have Project 15A. So Project 15A, we have Kolkata class destroyer. Then we have Project 15B. It is related to Vishakhapatnam class destroyer. In Vishakhapatnam, the 4 ships will be built. One is Vishakhapatnam, then the next is Mormugao, then Surat, and then INS Surat, and then INS Imphal. Then there will be 7 Nilgiri class stealth guided missile frigates under Project 17 Alpha. Okay, it is being built at Mazgaon. Then Navy is also going to acquire P-81 aircraft in addition to the existing fleet of 8. Then Navy is also working on its maritime long-term projections, where it is projecting that by 2027 Indian Navy should be 170 warship naval force in Indian Ocean region. Second is important is that today is the 4th December and today Naval Day, Indian Navy Day is observed today on 4th December. The next is Tharoor moves bill for permanent High Court benches. So Tharoor, Shashi Tharoor, who is the Member of Parliament from Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala, he has moved a bill seeking to establish permanent benches of high courts in state capital. There are many states where the high court is not located in the state capital, it is located outside the state capital. So for Kerala, the high court is not in Thiruvananthapuram, it is in Kochi. For Gujarat, the high court is not in Gandhinagar, it is in Ahmedabad. For Madhya Pradesh, the high court is not in Bhopal, it is in Jabalpur. For Odisha, the high court is not in Bhubaneswar, it is in Cuttack. Goa, here Goa does not have a separate high court. The bench of the Bombay High Court is in Goa, so Goa comes under the jurisdiction of Bombay High Court. Then the Uttarakhand High Court is in Nainital. Then Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh and Mizoram, they have the benches of Guwahati High Court. Then Chhattisgarh High Court is in Bilaspur, and one more state which is not mentioned over here is Rajasthan. So Rajasthan's High Court is not in Jaipur, it is in Jodhpur. The next is Afghan trucks can carry Indian aid via Pakistan. So as we remember, Delhi Regional Security Dialogue, it was hosted by India's NSA, Ajit Doval, where 5 Central Asian countries had participated. Now 2 countries which did not participate in the Delhi Regional Security Dialogue was China and Pakistan. So over here, if we will just see that one of the main outcome of Delhi Regional Security Dialogue was humanitarian aid to Afghanistan, under which India decided to export 50,000 tons of wheat and medical aid for Afghan people who are facing shortage this winter. Now this humanitarian aid was supposed to go through road route from India to Pakistan and then to Afghanistan, but Pakistan refused to cooperate, but later it relented. So now Pakistan has agreed that Afghan trucks, they can carry the humanitarian aids and then they will be used to transfer the 50,000 wheat and medical aid to Afghanistan. The next is Poshan Tracker scheme. So the Ministry of Women and Child Development, they have spent over rupees 1,000 crore on the Poshan Tracker. Now what is this Poshan Tracker? It is the real-time data of severe acute malnourished children in Anganwadi, and it was launched 4 years ago, but still the data is not out. Now 2 important things are over here from exam point of view. The first is Poshan Tracker. So we have just discussed. Now the Poshan Tracker is run under which ministry? So the Ministry of Women and Child Development. And who is the incumbent Minister of Women and Child Development? Then the answer is Smriti Zubin Irani. The next is new butterfly species has been identified in Sikkim, and it has been named as chocolate bordered flitter, or the scientific name is Zographatus zonguinensis. Why? Because it has been identified at a place called Zongu in North Sikkim, and it was photographed first by Sonam Wangchuk Lepcha, who is from the Zongu in North Sikkim. The next is vaccination is key to battling Omicron, according to the World Health Organization. So see, there has been a panic in the world, especially in the European countries, related to the emergence of a new and a 5th variant of concern, that is called as Omicron. So Omicron, which is the latest, it has around 50 mutations. Out of that, more than 30 mutations are on its spike protein. Spike protein, it binds with the human body, human cells, and infect the body. Now, the WHO has urged the countries to boost healthcare capacity and to increase the vaccination of their people, and to go for the RT-PCR test of the travelers who are entering, rather than getting panicked with this new variant. So here WHO is saying very important thing, that border controls, they can buy the time, but every country and every community, they must prepare for new surges in the cases. Now over here, the other type of combat measures on which the focus can be is that we can go for, first is fully vaccinating the people, then second is sticking to preventive measures such as mask wearing and social distancing. Now the WHO's chief scientist Soumya Swaminathan, she has said that it is very impossible to predict if Omicron would become the dominant strain of coronavirus in the world. Till now, the dominant strain of coronavirus is Delta variant, that it accounts for 99% of the infection in the world. In fact, the resurgence of cases in Europe in recent days was associated with Delta only. Now, Sri Lanka detects first case of Omicron variant. The first case of Omicron variant has also been detected in Australia. If we just see this news, so Omicron has gained foothold in Asia, Africa, both the America, North America and South America, West Asia and Europe, and it has reached to the 7 of the 9 provinces of South Africa. Now UAE buys 80 Rafale jet for Euro 14 billion. So the United Arab Emirates has signed a record Euro 14 billion contract for 80 Rafale warplanes, and it has committed billions of euros in other deals with the French company Dassault Aviation. The next is Taliban chief. Who is the Taliban chief? Habibullah Akhundzada. He has passed a decree where he has banned the forced marriage of women in Afghanistan. The government has proposed to have a national retail trade policy for creating a conducive environment to streamline the growth of all formats of retail trade and with the stakeholder consultation. The next is PQ and petulance. So here the NIA has appealed against Sudha Bharadwaj bail orders. Okay, so the court, this is about the NIA and bail order given to Sudha Bharadwaj. So over here, the talk is going about the default bail. So default bail is a bail after anybody completes 90 days in prison, and when the charge sheet is not filed, or there is no lawful order which extends the time limit to from 90 to 180 days. So such type of bail, when the bail is given in such cases, it is called as default bail. So Sudha Bharadwaj, she was eligible for bail in January 2019, but she has got the bail day before yesterday, which is delayed by more than 2 years. So now after that, what has happened, that NIA has filed another appeal that her bail should be cancelled. The next is corridors of death. So over here we are discussing about the train collisions which kills elephants, and role of electric fences which is raising the man-animal conflict. So there has been various instances have been mentioned over here. For example, death of 5 elephants, 4 of them cows, has been caused by trains colliding with them. Okay, it has highlighted the man-animal conflict in the country. So if you will just see, on November 26, the first accident occurred near Madukarai in Colombo district, Tamil Nadu, okay, which has seen many elephant deaths on a rail track in the past also. Now there is Jagi Road in Assam, Morigaon district, where second accident took place 4 days later. So both the accidents has happened at the night. So the Project Elephant division of the Union Ministry of Environment and Forest Climate and Change has highlighted that there was a killing of 1160 elephants over 11 years ending December 2020. अब ये जो डेथ्स हैं, ये देखिए किसकी वजह से होते हैं. 741 डेथ्स जो हैं वो इलेक्ट्रोक्यूशन रेलवे एक्सीडेंट से हो रहे हैं. ओके, देन पोचिंग से 169 डेथ हो रहे हैं और पॉइजनिंग से 64 डेथ्स हो रहे हैं. तो यहाँ पे अगर हम देखेंगे तो ट्रेन एक्सीडेंट्स, इलेक्ट्रिक फेंसिंग की वजह से ज़्यादा डेथ हो रहे हैं. तो हमें सॉल्यूशंस पे ध्यान देना पड़ेगा. What can be the solutions? The solutions can be installing hanging solar power fences, which has been already been planned in Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Then planting citronella and lemongrass, as it was done in Golaghat district, Assam. Both these measures they deter elephants from coming near to the tracks. The next is about the food system and threat to food system from the climate change, and what we should do to tackle the threat to food system from climate change. So over here, if we will see what are the challenges to food system from climate change. So there is an analysis by the United Nations World Food Program that shows that if the temperature rises by 2 degrees Celsius, अगर ग्लोबल टेम्परेचर 2 डिग्री सेल्सियस से ज़्यादा बढ़ता है, so it will lead to around 189 million additional people go without food. So over here, if you will see that for now across the world up to 800 million people do not have enough food, and अगर हम वर्ल्ड फूड प्रोग्राम का रिसेंट एस्टिमेट देखेंगे तो 43 कंट्रीज में 41 मिलियन पीपल ऐसे हैं दोज हु आर रिस्क ऑफ स्लाइडिंग इनटू फेमाइन, जिनको खाना नहीं मिल रहा है। अब आप इसको इमेजिन कीजिए कि अगर क्लाइमेट चेंज होता है तो इसका फूड सिस्टम पे ज़्यादा इफेक्ट होगा, क्योंकि पूरा का पूरा जो एग्रीकल्चर है इट इज़ डिपेंडेड अपॉन द सॉइल, क्लाइमेट, अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ वाटर। ओके, सो दैट्स वाई क्लाइमेट चेंज इज गोइंग टू इम्पैक्ट द फूड सिस्टम डिसप्रोपोर्शनेटली, बट जो इसका इम्पैक्ट होगा वो पुअर और वल्नरेबल पे सबसे ज़्यादा होगा। अगर हम देखेंगे एक डेटा देखिए बहुत अच्छा है, the top 10 most food insecure countries they contribute 0.08% of global carbon emission. Then what are the various associated risk? तो देखिए crop failure, water scarcity, declining nutrition, okay, and threat to agriculture, fishing and livestock. These are the emerging challenges to agriculture. उसके साथ साथ इंटरनेशनल इंटरगवर्नमेंटल पैनल ऑन क्लाइमेट चेंज दैट इज IPCC के एक रिपोर्ट के हिसाब से लाइवलीहुड भी इम्पैक्ट होगा, और जो न्यूट्रिशन है थ्रू मल्टी ब्रेड बास्केट इट विल ऑल्सो फेल। उसके बाद हमें अडेप्टेशन की बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है। इस वक्त हमें अपने एग्रीकल्चर को अडेप्ट करना है विद द क्लाइमेट चेंज एक्सीजेंसीज, so the focus should be on reducing the emissions and target related, as these are essential to protect livelihood and food security of the millions. Then we should scale up our action and support, including finance, capacity building and technology transfer to enhance adaptive capacity and then strengthening the resilience of our agriculture. Then if you will just see that already the World Food Program is implementing certain programs like climate risk management solutions in 28 countries, which is benefiting 6 million people so that they are better prepared for क्लाइमेट शॉक्स एंड स्ट्रेस। अगर हम सिर्फ इंडिया की बात करें तो इंडिया में वर्ल्ड फूड प्रोग्राम और मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट, क्लाइमेट चेंज एंड एनवायरनमेंट, फॉरेस्ट्री, इन्होंने प्लान किया है कि एक ऐसा मॉडल बनाएंगे दैट जो हमारा एग्रीकल्चर है इट इज़ बेटर अडेप्टेड टू द क्लाइमेट चेंज विद सपोर्ट फ्रॉम अडेप्टेशन फंड। देन देयर आर फ्यू थिंग्स वेयर वी हैव टू फोकस। द फर्स्ट इज दैट क्रिएटिंग a resilient livelihood and food security solutions by protecting and improving the livelihood of vulnerable communities. अगर हम अपने इंडिया की भी बात करें तो अराउंड मोर देन हाफ ऑफ द इंडियाज पॉपुलेशन इज डिपेंडेंट अपॉन द एग्रीकल्चर फॉर लाइवलीहुड एंड फॉर फूड। सो if we are protecting the food system, it means we are protecting this vulnerable people. Second, climate change की तैयारी हमें अभी से ही करनी पड़ेगी, तो हमको अपने एग्रीकल्चर को अभी से अडेप्ट करना पड़ेगा और क्लाइमेट रेजिलिएंट एग्रीकल्चरल सिस्टम अडॉप्ट करना पड़ेगा, सच एज ग्रोइंग क्रॉप्स लाइक मिलेट्स फॉर न्यूट्रिशनल सिक्योरिटी. थर्ड है enabling women's control and ownership of production process and asset. Fourth है promoting a resilient agriculture sector by creating sustainable opportunity, access to finance and innovation for smallholder farmers. Now, fifth is building capacity and knowledge of civil society and government for vulnerability analysis to increase food security. तो जैसा कि हम 2 दिन पहले भी एक एडिटोरियल कर रहे थे जहाँ पे 2 चीज़ों का बहुत अच्छा कंपैरिजन था, ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन का और वाइट रेवोल्यूशन का. तो वाई वाइट रेवोल्यूशन इज मोर सक्सेसफुल एंड वाई ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन हैज़ क्रिएटेड प्रॉब्लम, बिकॉज ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन ने जो एनविसाज किया था टेक्नोलॉजिकल इंटरवेंशन फॉर सॉल्विंग द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर, बट वाइट रेवोल्यूशन ने टेक्नोलॉजी का इस्तेमाल तो किया बट उसका जो एंड गोल था इट वॉज द एम्पावरमेंट ऑफ स्मॉल एंड मार्जिनल फार्मर्स. तो वो सेम थिंग यहाँ पे भी बात हो रही है. Then One thing which has been mentioned over here is United Nations Food System Summit which was held up in September. तो यहाँ पे एक फूड सिस्टम जो ये बता रहे हैं कि अगर हम एक ऐसा फूड सिस्टम अभी वर्ल्ड में बना हुआ है विच इज़ अनइक्वल एंड स्ट्रेन and is broken because 800 million people are going to bed hungry. So we have to reimagine the food system so that we can make world free of hunger by 2030 which is one of the sustainable development goal. तो अगर हम सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल देखेंगे सो देयर आर 17 सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स एंड ending poverty, ending hunger, then quality education, then universal health access. These are some of the sustainable development goals. Out of, if you will just see, out of 17, around 11 of the sustainable development goals are related with poverty, reducing poverty and hunger. Now coming to some important thing, that United Nations Food System Summit. So it was held in New York in September 2021, and there was 5 action area has been recommended by this Food System Summit. These are nourishing the all people, boosting the nature-based solutions in the country, advance equitable livelihood, decent work and empowered community, then building resilience to vulnerabilities, shocks and stress, then support means of implementation. The second is ये food system क्या होता है? What is this food system? So food system का मतलब प्रोडक्शन, प्रोसेसिंग, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन एंड कंजम्पशन. सो पहले हम प्रोड्यूस करेंगे, फिर हम उसको प्रोसेस करते हैं, फिर हम ट्रांसपोर्ट करते हैं, फिर हम कंजम्पशन करते हैं. सो फूड सिस्टम इज बेस्ड ऑन दिस 4 पिलर्स. Okay, then about the World Food Program. So World Food Program, it was set up by the Food and Agriculture Organization and United Nations General Assembly in 1961. It is headquartered in Rome and it is world's largest humanitarian organization, and it was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2020. The next editorial is about the NIRF, that is called as National Institutional Ranking Framework by the Ministry of Education. तो यहाँ पे जो पूरा आर्टिकल है, it is comparing that if we compare the state educational institutions with the central educational institutions, so we are like comparing the apples with the oranges, because the state higher education institutes, they struggle to embrace emerging technology involving artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, smart boards, handheld computing devices, adaptive computer testing for student development, and educational software as recommended by National Education Policy. So that's all for today. We will meet next week again with the Daily Hindu analysis. Till then, have a nice day. Take care. Thank you.